Hi everyone! So first video review for this week is for February Lay Reviewers Book Club read, which was, we were doing romance for the theme and we were reading If the Shoe Fits by E.J. Noyes. So for any of you that haven't seen the introduction video, good look at the paperback. That is still available on YouTube or on my Facebook or on my blog. You can still check that out. But for any of you that haven't seen that, this is just a quick view of what the book looks like. And like I say, we are about to do the video review. So if you want to check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that the other day, so there is a link to that. If you're on YouTube, there is a link in the description below, and if you are on Facebook or on my blog post, then there is a link within that post. And this is the video review. So If the Shoe Fits by E.J. Noyes. Oh my god, this was so perfect. When we said we were going to read this for book club, I love when we do book club reads, because every single one we've done and then I've reviewed, Rach has been like, oh my god, you're going to love it, and she never gets it wrong. Like, Rach has a real talent for knowing what books somebody's going to like based on what they've said they like previously, and she really knows the books to recommend for you. She's really good at it, and she made a perfect recommendation in telling me that I was going to love this choice that everyone made for book club. So it was just so perfect. It's basically a story about Yana. I hope I've said that right, because it tells you how to pronounce it in the book. Yeah, but I read it like at the beginning of February. So Yana, she has never had a real relationship. She's not very good at them, and she's never been in a relationship with a woman either, but she has a bit of an encounter with Brooke in the foyer where they work, and they work on different floors and they work for different companies and everything, so they've never met before, but they have this sort of encounter, and it sort of leads to a bit of an unexpected friendship and an attraction, especially sort of given the situation that brought them together. That's really unexpected, and it's kind of strange for them both, but especially for Yana, because she's not really understanding all these feelings that she's going through. So Brooke's really confident in her sexuality, and she's vulnerable to it, but really confident with it. Like she knows that she likes girls, and that's just women, should I say, and she just knows that that's what she likes, but she's vulnerable with it. Yana, she hasn't even thought about it. She hasn't even ever considered it. She's been on all these sort of bust dates with men, and it's not working out, and she can't figure it out, and she's not really sure what's going on. But there's just something about Brooke that Yana, she's contemplating all she ever knew. She's contemplating things that she didn't think possible, and then she's sort of dreaming of a future she never thought she'd have. So it's one of those amazing sort of realization, waking up type of stories, coming to terms with feelings and thoughts and everything else. And it's just, I love stories like this. They're just so relatable and realistic and brilliant. But I absolutely adored this story. It was everything and just so much more. It wasn't like anything that I've really read before, especially sort of with Yana. She gave it that uniqueness, because obviously I've read stories where people have been unsure or not really known, or been dating men and then had that realization, that moment, that sort of wake up call. But for Yana, it was a wake up call, not only in who she was attracted to, but also a lot of things about her life that perhaps weren't enhancing it, weren't really helping it to move on. So the whole story was just really, really cute, and it was exciting and fresh, and I think it's a book that everyone should read and everyone would enjoy. I really do. It's got some brilliant comedic moments, it's got a brilliant touch of humour, and it's got some drama. It's just one of those perfect mixed books. It's like the perfect cake, and it's just really fluffy, and it gives like me as a reader, it gave me a really cozy, warm feeling, but it really isn't without its drama. So don't be fooled. Like, it's romance, it has drama. Romance needs drama to be successful, and it does that. But I'd heard nothing but good things about this book. Like I say, Rach had told me I was going to love it. She wasn't wrong. I absolutely adored it, and it really lived up to the expectations. So it would be a story that kind of stays with me, I think. But Yana, she was such a relatable character, and I think this was what was important for me. The fact that she was having to come to terms with her feelings for Brooke, but also she was having to work on her own personal traits as well. She had to learn to be accepting and find compromise, and be a bit calmer and a little bit less judgy, and she had to learn that sort of everything can't be done her way. Other people need time and space, and she had to work on a lot of personal traits. And I just adored the way she sort of took it all in her stride. She questioned it for definite, and she didn't find it easy, but she tried really hard to accommodate Brooke and Brooke's needs, and compared to Brooke, Yana would probably be sort of quite a high maintenance person. She, if I had to describe her, you know, it's just the way she was really sure of herself, and she was really sure that these feelings were, you know, questionable, and that she should question them, and that everything should either work out or be done her way. Or she was very, but then even though she had that to her, she also had this sort of vulnerable side that matched Brooke's, but it was much more concealed, and it wasn't as obvious outside of her thought process. So you were seeing it as a reader, but Brooke wasn't seeing it as much, and so that created that little bit of tension and that little bit of drama. But Brooke, she was very vulnerable, and she hid it well under her confidence. So again, you got a lot through her thoughts, but you got feeling and action with Brooke as well. You got a lot of it through. She was very open with Yana, and she tried to be from the very start, and it was slow burn, sort of friends to lovers, but it worked really well in bringing out the story and creating sort of a chemistry and a sexual tension between them, like this amazing connection that from the very first sort of encounter was really bubbling away, and you got to feel it as a reader. It was very cleverly put together, and the whole story sort of involving a subplot as well with Yana's sister and her fiance. It just added depth to the story. It really brought another way that the story was developed, and helped develop Yana as a person and her thoughts and feelings, and just make her more accepting to the possibilities with Brooke. It was really key to opening all that up, because Yana, she really needed guidance, like, and what better guidance than from her sister. I mean, that was amazing. So I just thought this book was absolutely lovely, and it was a real sort of modern day fairy tale. Really relatable characters, romantic, and just a lovely great story. I really adored it, and I really highly recommend it. I think if you pick it up, you will enjoy it so much more than you think. So like I say, it's got that little comedic element, it's got that bit of humour, but it's got the drama and everything, just to give it a nice balance for romance. It's really lovely. So I'll pop a link in the description so that you can go and grab a copy of If the Shoe Fits by E.J. Noyes. If you've read it, I would love to know what you thought of it. We had a discussion about it at book club, and it was all very some of us had the same thoughts and feelings on some things, and some of us differed. So it's always great to talk about books. It's always great to hear your opinions and what you thought of books and stories. And if you haven't read it yet, but it's on your to-read list, or you're planning to read it, or you're now really interested in reading it, again, get in touch, because it's always great to hear what you're planning to read or interested in reading. And if you do read it, I really hope you enjoy it. Bye!